influencer parties to the dust, the wind, the Ubers, the bathrooms, everything. We're going to talk about it all. And it's just going to be a nice long story time, ramble video, which I think you guys will love. So let's give a thumbs up now. Let's give a thumbs up now on this video. I would really appreciate it. Also, I'm wearing the hoodie that I wore in my last video. I actually haven't changed my outfit in the past week, so I've just not showered, not changed. I wore this to Coachella, so we're just gonna roll with it. Also, my neck is orange and my face is white because my spray tan is it's coming off of me now in certain places, and the face is always the first place to go. So if I look a little strange, you see that contrast. It's the spray tan. Okay, guys. So, before we get started, speaking of influencers, I have an exciting announcement that I have actually now partnered in a more long-term, consistent capacity with Ana Luisa Jewelry. Yay! Which I'm so excited about. Ana Luisa reached out to me and, wanted me to kind of be a brand ambassador for them. Like I said, on a more long-term basis. If you know me, if you're not new here, you know I've done multiple sponsorships with them. And I love their jewelry. Their brand has grown a lot, I think, since I first started working with them. Their jewelry, other than my engagement ring and the only pair of earrings that my ears aren't sensitive to, I don't wear any other jewelry. I literally don't. If you ever see me wearing jewelry, it's from Ana Luisa. So I'm pumped, and I just got some new stuff from them. I wore it all to Coachella too. So I'm going to show you what I got. They're having a buy one, get one 40% off sale right now, their Mother's Day sale. So if you use the link in my description box to shop, you can take advantage of that sale. Get something for you. Get something for your mom at the same time. Get one of them 40% off. Their stuff is, I can't say it enough, so high quality, cute, trendy, nothing's tacky, nothing's gaudy, it doesn't turn your fingers green, it's fairly priced, it's the best jewelry, it is it's your capsule jewelry. So, okay, let me show you some of the pieces that I have here. So, the first thing that I have is this bracelet here, and this is called Aura, O-R-A. I love this bracelet. It kind of looks almost like a watch clasp, or a kind of almost even like a man's watch clasp, but in a feminine, thinner, less bulky, really cute way. I just thought it was a different and fun bracelet that is kind of chunky and cute. Again, this is called Aura. So cute. Love. I've been wearing this a ton. Again, if you ever see me on Instagram, my stories and things, my posts, you see the jewelry I'm wearing, it's from Ana Luisa. My Instagram's Julia XB with 2 E's. Also in the land of bracelets, this one, literally I'm never taking this off my wrist. I have not actually taken it off my wrist since I put it on my wrist right before Coachella. This one is called Michael Bold, and it's just, here's my thing, I feel like part of, little things you can do to keep yourself looking kind of put together, even when you don't always, have your makeup fully done and your hair fully done and whatever. Small things you can do, wear small little pieces of jewelry I guess spring has sprung and people are like mowing lawns, chopping down trees, like doing God knows what, leaf blowing. I tried to wait and I did, but like somebody just, I can hear they like started doing something. Let's hope it doesn't disturb the video, but I apologize if you can hear it. Okay, next is this ring. I don't remember the name of this ring offhand, but I will write the names in the description box. It's really cute. It's just got these like, I don't know, little like circular patterns on it, and it's just very like subtle. It's like thinner at the bottom. Here, I'll take it off and show you guys. on Friday we like didn't, so that was Friday was day one. We like didn't know really like what to expect, or like what time should we go there, like what do we do? And at first we were thinking of going, like leaving around, I think we were gonna leave our house at noon to get there around like 1 o'clock. But it's like the festival started at noon and we're like, that might be like too like early. So we're like, alright, let's push it back. We left at 1 o'clock. You can see my outfit. I just took like an outfit pic for day one. I didn't really do that there's other things to kind of explore and check out, little like stations and shops and little restaurants and like whatever all set up. So we're walking around for a few hours. By this time it's probably like getting close to like 4 o'clock, 4:30, and that's when I see Alicia Marie, who is a YouTuber. She's a vlogger. She does like lifestyle videos and things like that. And I was like, this is the first influencer that I saw, and I was wanting to see her. Side note, I made a TikTok rating the influencers that I saw and showing the pictures that I took with them. It's my non-ASMR TikTok, which is Julia X Babe with 3 E's. I do have an ASMR TikTok as well. ASMR X Babe, 2 E's. So I see Alicia. Sorry. I know another girl named Alicia. I see Alicia. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, hey Alicia, like, how are you? Like, I'm a fan of yours. Like, can I take a photo with you? She was so cool. Loved her. Actually, her and this girl, Remy Cruz, are friends. They have a podcast together. I would usually watch Remy's videos more than Alicia's, but after meeting them both, they were both, don't get me wrong, amazing, but I just felt like I was vibing with Alicia, like on a friend level, and we were talking for a few minutes, and she was just so super nice, so sweet, great energy. It just like brought me to life. And because before this we're just like aimlessly walking around, and I go, Alicia, where's the VIP? Like, we're trying to find VIP. She goes, oh, you're in it, like you're in VIP. I was like, wait, really? And then we start to look around and we notice that everyone has like these purple and blue wristbands, whereas ours are like yellow and pink, and ours say GA and theirs say VIP. I'm like, oh my god, wait, that's so funny. We literally just like walked in here because I don't know, we just like were exploring, and we thought it was like way over yonder, like on the other side of things, like whatever. And I just was like, that would happen to us, because it's just like, I don't know, we just like find our way into these situations, like me and the twins specifically when we're together. She was like, don't leave like this area because like you might not be able to get back in. I was like, good to know. Like, we almost did to like go explore elsewhere. And VIP passes are like $1,500 or something ridiculous. But I was like, okay, cool, like we're in VIP. And now that I like think about it and like, can compare like, I guess, the beer garden to like VIP and stuff. VIP has like better food. There's probably way less lines for like the bathroom and stuff. We never waited more than like 5 minutes for the bathrooms. I don't know, like it wasn't all porta potties. Like, they did have like air conditioned bathrooms. I don't know if General Mission like had those as well. There was just less people, less lines for like the bar, I guess. Not to mention, it was crawling with influencers and celebrities. So at that point is when I started to see more people. So then I saw Remy, and met and spoke to Gigi, gorgeous YouTuber, Amber Rose, I saw in there, Jeff Wittek, why am I blanking on these people? Amber, Alicia, Remy, Kyle Richards from Real Housewives. We saw Danielle and her husband from Love is Blind, they were actually really nice, and I know I talked shit on them in a YouTube video, but they were nice. So they're real people. It's important for us to, I guess, remember that before we open our mouths, right? Me included. I didn't speak to Logan Paul, his co-host on his podcast, Mike Malak, some other influencers that the twins saw that I didn't even know and recognize, like, so many people. So now, like, so we like kind of covered our like GA wristbands with like our beer like wristbands. We're like, okay, like we won't leave this area, like we like it over here. And we, stayed there. We realized too, again, like, as far as like performers go, I'm just gonna be honest, we were like socializing, walking around, drinking, things like that. Like we weren't super, there for the music. I mean, I know that's something where people might roll their eyes or try to make fun of it, but I'm gonna own it and say that. But of course, we saw the performers, we saw Harry Styles, and whatever, everybody else. So then we couldn't really find like the tea on like any after parties or anything. So around like, I don't know, it was like right after Harry Styles, we like tried to leave, and that was a little bit of a nightmare. We originally like walked, there was two completely separate sections, right? One section where the Ubers are, one section where the shuttles are. And we originally just like were kind of lost. We thought we were going towards the shuttles because we did have shuttle passes. We ended up near the Ubers, and it was like there's so many people. It was just like chaotic, and we were like, alright, we gotta go back to the shuttle area. So we walk another 10,000 miles back to the shuttles, and ended up getting on these shuttle buses. That was very organized, especially with the thousands and thousands of people leaving this festival that had these shuttle passes. They were actually quite quick and efficient with the shuttles, and we took our shuttle all the way back to Palm Springs to some hotel, and then had to get an Uber from the hotel to our Airbnb. At that point, I was exhausted. Like literally was in the shuttle, like couldn't even hold my eyes open because we were so tired, and not to mention freezing. It's so hot during the day, desert sun, not a cloud, not any rain, nothing. Then at night it gets down to like 50 degrees. I'm talking Fahrenheit. For any of you international peeps. So we were just like freezing our asses off, and Gabriella was sitting next to me on the shuttle, like falling asleep, and we were fighting. I was like, Gabriella, like, I'm fighting for my life and staying awake right now. Like, you stay awake with me, because like one of us has to stay awake to make sure we get off at the right like stop. But like we just like, that's what me and the twins do. We just like fight like sisters, and it's like fine, and that's why we've been friends for like 20 years. So then day 2, we were like, alright, we do not need to go so early, because it seemed like everybody started to arrive at like 4:30, and then there was really like the most people there between like, I don't know, like 6 and 8, 6 and 9 was like when it was really like popping off. So the girls had ended up getting a couple numbers from the night before, trying to see like what the move was, if we could go to the Revolve Festival. Of course we wanted to go to that, see if we could get finesse our names on the list. Any other like parties, like whatever. This one guy, that actually I'm pretty sure he was the man that was like in love with me, like came up to me and was like, basically wanted to marry me, and I was like, I'm sorry, like I have a fiance, like, sorry. And he like walked away, and then he came back and like was like, okay, I'll get your friend's number. We're like, whatever. Again, just for like socializing or whatever, not for her to like date this man. was a very nice house. Like, it had a pool in the backyard. It was just, they were all like very like bougie, like whatever. There was a DJ, there was like a chef making food, although like the food was gross and like had been sitting out for like a while. There was like flies on it. There was a bar, and the bar was like all Ciroc stuff, and like I think like Diddy was like supposed to come, or like I think Diddy was like the neighbor of this house or something. Like, I don't know, there was some Diddy, like people talks of Diddy, I don't know. And then we realized, like, when we went into the house, there was like photos of like these influencers like on the wall, and there was people like working in the living room and like editing these influencers like photos and stuff, which I didn't actually see that. The twins saw that, which is just so like, it's just interesting because it's such a whole world, different world, guys. Like, I promise you, you don't want to be an influencer. You don't want to be like famous in that world. It is so just like, and again, I'm not hating. I'm really not. I'm just saying the truth of it is, it's just so like superficial, really. Most, like 90% of it. And it's just kind of, if you don't have the confidence or whatever to like feel okay in that world, it would destroy you, which most people do not. Most people aren't able to have that thick of a skin, which most people were not made, by the way, to have that thick of a skin, like for that much attention and like, you know, expectations of perfection and all that. So it's just so crazy to just see like people diligently sitting there like editing these people's photos and stuff. And I guess the one guy there was on like Love Island or something. I haven't watched Love Island, but I guess the twins recognized him. I didn't. And you know, they're all just very like, he was very pretty, like, and nice, and just everybody was very LA, and the clothes, and you know, just that like, that vibe. Some of them douchey. There was one guy I met that, oh my god, I could have just like jumped from a building. Like, he was just so like rude and just like nasty, and like we were just like striking up a conversation. I was like, yeah, like I'm engaged, like, you know, whatever. He's like, no, you're not, like, you're not wearing a ring, da da da. I was like, yeah, my ring's at home, like, that was purposeful. I am engaged, you know. And I don't know, it was just like, you could just tell, like, I don't know, weird vibes. But so we were there for a while, and we were like having fun in the beginning and stuff, and then we were kind of like, okay, we've been here now for like a few hours, and it was getting close to like 6:37, and we're like, all right, like, we kind of want to go into the festival, but none of these people were leaving, and we were like thinking originally that we would go with them and, you know, go in the VIP like with them, because they all had, for the most part, like VIP wristbands, and but like it wasn't really happening, and we're just like, fuck it, like, we're gonna just go by ourselves, like, you know, nice knowing everybody. Some of them also were very nice. I don't want to say that everybody was stuck up and stuff. It's 50-50 though. So we went to the festival. Guys, I swear, if I ever like blow up on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, like, somebody hold me accountable, because I never want to live in California or Hollywood, I guess. I never want to be like nasty, but I think it's all based on insecurities, to be honest. I don't feel that way about myself. So anyway, I digress. We went into the festival. We had to get our wristbands to drink. They were different this day. The second day, it was like 6 something, 7. We weren't as hot because we went in a lot later. And we're like, let's just try our luck at the VIP again. So I was like, let's go, girls. And once again, we just So we were there for like, I don't know, we knew that we had to like leave like earlier than we had the night before, because if you leave like after the headliners, that's when it's like chaotic, and you either like have to leave before the headliners, or you have to just accept your fate that you're gonna be like waiting in the cold and the dust, you guys. Like at night, I had a bandana that I brought to put over my face. It blew away, like it blew into the wind. I lost it. It's so dusty. I was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning the next morning, like coughing up a lung. And so before we left, we were like exploring a little bit. We went into like some tent that was like all just like house music, and it was, when I tell you, I've been to raves and clubs and things, whatever. I'm not a rookie in that sense at all, but like there was strobe lights and lasers and this and that left and right and center, and when you could feel your body vibrating, and it was just, there was no like, it wasn't like a little pop EDM, like it was just boom, 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 just, that was the beat. Nothing changed. Like, I will tell you, I'm sure a very large percentage of the people in this room were on Molly or Coke or something, because it was very an intense environment. But whatever, we were there for a few minutes. It felt like I was in a movie. It felt like I was in Euphoria, like, because just like lights flashing at your face, and like you're like looking around, like it was just wild. And then we ended up leaving because we were like, we cannot like wait for these shuttles and things again, like, and for whatever reason we ended up going towards the, like, we ended up at the Uber place. Some guy was like $400 and I'll drive you guys home. We were like, F off. Although I was like, whatever, let's do it. It's cold. It's dusty. And the girls were like, we're not doing that. I was like, you're right. And Jordana ended up finding an Uber for like $80. I'm pretty sure I like slept in the Uber because I don't really remember like much of it, and I was just exhausted. And we DoorDashed McDonald's, which arrived by the time we got back, and we ate that and then went right to sleep. Then day 3, I had actually come to the decision, even really honestly after day 1, that I didn't want to do it for 3 days because I get anxiety like sleeping away from my house. Just being, you know, partying and binge drinking for 3 days like is a lot, and like that is the like vibe there. No, like I didn't have to do that. It is a choice, but like it's just like kind of whatever, like what people do. And I was like, I really don't want to do this for a 3rd day. Like I felt like I got everything that I could have gotten and like needed and wanted out of this experience, and I just knew that kind of day 3 would be really more of the same. You know, we had gone to a party, we had gone to the festival, we got into VIP, met celebrities, listened to music, you know, ate the food, just, we did the thing, like we did it, came, saw, conquered. So I actually ended up leaving, and the girls were definitely mad at me for that, and I understood why. I was like, your feelings are valid, but like I'm gonna be selfish, and like I would like to go home. And for me now, it's Tuesday and I'm off today, and I was off yesterday, and just having these 2 days to like recuperate from it being such a sensory like overload was very necessary. Like I needed both of these days. And I, you know, I got a little bit of FOMO of day 3, but I don't think I really like missed anything. So, yeah. Will I ever make it back? I mean, next year